Yeah, I mean, this was a couple of bad outings for Piers Morgan, because he also had Kanye or Ye. He also had Ye on for an interview, and that didn't go particularly well for him either. Here we go.
Frankly, was a farce.
I'm getting you multi-tracks right now. I'm about to step in this interview, but I can hop back on in about whenever it's done. That nuance right there, it's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
Respect?
So many,
what are you talking about?
We have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. You know, this is going to be laughed at by many people. It's not what I expected,
what's entertaining?
That was funny.
Yeah, West is rarely out of the headlines at the moment. It's fair to say the headlines are equally rarely positive. The rapper, producer, and fashion designer is currently working on a new album.
I don't watch Sneeko. I've seen Sneeko. I basically, because of like the manosphere stuff. It's not that I dislike them. I just get tired of seeing that shit on my Twitter account, so I mute like all of those accounts. But like with how Sneeko said that, he's like, this is funny. I'm like, yes, it is. And this is what the internet should be for. Memes and laughing at shit. It's what we should be doing.
New tracks were previewed on a recent live stream with his friend Sneeko. And both Sneeko and Ye join me now. Well, welcome to Uncensored. Ye, we haven't spoken for a while. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't use the term West, you know, the whole drop the slave name idea.
Okay, so we just call you Ye, yeah?
This is where Piers should be, and maybe I'm wrong because I haven't looked in a couple of weeks. Isn't Kanye's @ on Twitter @ Kanye West? Isn't that still his @? I think his @ is still Kanye West. He hasn't even changed it. I need to let me look that up right now. All right. I think it's still, there it is, @ Kanye West. So good. That's what he should have said. That's what Piers should have said.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, look, when I last interviewed you, we had a long conversation. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to try and talk to you about some of this. How would you say your life is at the moment?
I mean, you see that view?
Yeah. Your life is good?
Well, judge it on the view as the answer to how my life is. Judge me by the view.
Well, the view is Mallorca. I've been there. It's a beautiful place. And for all intents and purposes, you seem very relaxed and happy. That is in direct contrast to your public image at the moment.
Somebody said, I wish they would have asked him if he likes fish sticks. Dude, I will make this promise. Number one, I will probably, I want to say there's a 99% chance I will never interview Kanye, even if I get the opportunity. But if I ever get the opportunity to interview Kanye, I will 100% ask him if he likes fish sticks. I'd be like, hey, Kanye, do you like fish sticks? Do you like to put them in your mouth?
The last couple of years, led by your ferocious... Well, hang on, let me finish the question. Led by your ferocious use of...
No, but I already disagree. It's not in contrast. There's so many people and artists that are championing the idea of someone being able to just express who they really are and have been able to go through the war of being attacked by the banks, being attacked, you know, by the banks. That's the best way to put it, being attacked by the banks and to still be here with this view is, you know, that's the win. So I think I'm in contrast to your contrast.
Okay, but the point I was going to make is that I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my dick, bro. Like, how many followers do I have?
Well, how many is it?
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. You know,
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations.
See, look at this. This is a weird dynamic here because so you had Sneeko basically say it's higher, and Kanye was like, "Don't help him out. You can do whatever you want." Like, it's such a weird dynamic. I would never want to be in this situation.
I think you could do the study. You got a whole staff over there.
I thought it was 32 million. How many is it? You obviously know.
I mean, no. I mean, don't help them out. You know,
I'm told it's 33 million now. So congratulations. You're slightly bigger following than I thought.
No, congratulations. Your information is correct. You're not just some, dude trying to sub. I'm a gift, bro. You know what I mean? Why do all you people in media act like you haven't played my songs at your weddings or graduations or at funerals or when your child was born? You take somebody that's living like a Lennon, a Michael Jackson, and you just take all this time to just like that nuance right there. It's idiotic. It just shows the hate that you put out for people that put love. There's so much love in the art that I put out.
With all due respect, what are you talking about? I haven't said anything.
What are you talking about? It's dirty. Okay, now you're not taking accountability or responsibility.
Literally, you said it. You implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
Okay. Where's he gone, Sneeko?
That's it for Ye. But it's nice to meet you, Piers.
Where's he gone?
I think he's just going back to work. There's several things he's working on. I was not aware he was going to leave like this, but it seems like.
So now this is where Piers handles this completely terribly, in my opinion, because he essentially turns all of his frustration with Kanye. He directs all of that towards Sneeko. Sneeko can't answer for this man. He even was like nice. He's like, "Hey, Piers, nice to meet you." It appears he's, blah, 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 blah.
Upset about the.
So it's all just a game, is it? Is that the idea?
Followers. I mean, life is a video game, is it?
No, I just wonder what the point of this exercise was. Was he supposed to do an interview or not?
Are you supposed to do an interview? But I mean, the amount of Twitter followers, something like that, it's patronizing for no reason. You said his name incorrectly. His name is Ye. This is very public about that. Hopefully we could do it. I think this was good. We were prepared for a good interview. But come on, you know what you were doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you were trying to patronize very intentionally by getting those two things.
I disagree with everything Sneeko's saying right there.
It could have been about past interviews or because of what happened yesterday.
He's carrying Kanye's water now.
But, I mean, this information is not that difficult to get right.
Yeah, we called him Ye, and we got his Twitter following count wrong by 1 million, from 32 to 33 million. Also, for the record, you guys dicked us around yesterday, and you seem to find that very entertaining and amusing in your live stream, which I'm sure you will now. You kept all my crew in Spain and here waiting, and then wasted their time. And then you got us all back now, and you've wasted our time again. And you again may find that funny and entertaining, and that's fine. I don't.
But again, Sneeko didn't get up and walk off. Sneeko's still sitting there. Like, regardless if you think he's being a dick by his answers, he's still sitting here giving the interview. Kanye's the one that got up and walked out. Why are you directing all of this towards Sneeko? I'm not saying I'm a fan of Sneeko. I'm just saying, like, calling balls and strikes, directing all this anger towards Sneeko when the man is still sitting there answering your questions and talking to you is a little weird.
I think it's a total waste of everyone's time and effort and money.
Well, I mean, it is. I was ready for the interview yesterday, too. My time is important as well. Regardless if it was wasted, we have to admit this is somewhat entertaining. This is going to be laughed at by many people.
Yeah,
what's entertaining?
That was funny. That's undeniably walking off right into the beginning of an interview is funny.
Yeah. Out of interest,
you were subjective. I'm working on several films right now. I am streaming out here. I'm editing. and I work on things behind the scenes, some inspiration for art. I'm just there to try to help fulfill his vision.
Well, let me
and
ask,
also
let
work
me
on my
ask
own
you the
too, and
questions I would have asked him. So, I mean, out of interest, what is with his obsession with Hitler? Why is he so rampantly anti-Semitic?
I'm not going
all
to
over
answer
social
questions
media?
on his behalf.
Well, you're going to have to
I
because
can't
he's
answer
not
questions
there.
on his behalf.
That is such a dick thing to say. You're gonna have to because he's not there. It's not Sneako's fault. Kanye's not there.
He's not there.
What's that? What's that?
He's not there. Literally, he's dropping a track today called Heil Hitler. Why are you happy to be associated with somebody like that out of interest?
I'm not going to speak on his art and his vision. While
I'm
he's not
asking
here.
you.
I
I'm asking you why you're happy to be associated with somebody who most of the world believes is now a rampant anti-Semite.
Well, you're associated as well. Your show's called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
You tried to get him censored on X, and here you are on the days we're going to release the song, doing an interview with him. So we're all involved here. It's not like I'm the only one complicit.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to get him on was because I don't think anyone holds him to account for anything he does on X. And in fact, he deliberately breaches all of X's rules, and yet he does it with impunity and is allowed to do it, whereas millions of other accounts get suspended for far less offenses. So I was going to ask him directly, which is why I mentioned his X following. I was going to ask him about what he puts on X and why he does this, why he continually attacks Jewish people, why he continually celebrates Adolf Hitler. And then I'm curious about, given he's not there, can't answer these questions, what your association is with this guy and whether you're comfortable to be associated with somebody who most people consider to be an anti-Semite.
I think I just answered this question. And these are good questions. I think I just answered half.
We
of
haven't
that
answered
one.
the question, though, have you?
But I mean, if I did, you said, "What are you doing out here?" And I said, "I'm doing films and I'm recording behind the scenes and I'm streaming and I'm editing and helping fulfill his
Have
vision."
you been helping him with the track Heil Hitler?
No, I don't. I'm not a music guy. And if you wanted to get questions about his Twitter or X correct, then you should have got the number of followers correct. That was something intentional that you knew what you were doing.
So I got the size of his dick wrong.
Is
that what you say?
Well, if you know everything else that he's tweeting, you should have got that right as well.
Oh, don't be so pathetic, Sneako.
That's
honestly
that's not
what
true.
you're trying to do is you're trying to get good content which will promote you, Sneako. And I'm just curious how you, Sneako, deal with the fact that you are so openly associating yourself
You asked that question
with somebody who seems to worship Adolf Hitler and is pro the Nazis. Do you feel comfortable about that?
No, we worship God.
No, he worships Adolf Hitler.
I'm here promoting this. We could talk about how pathetic it is
Adolf Hitler.
That you were essentially working for Israel up until a couple months ago and promoting
when was I working for Israel?
Like genocide and not pushing back.
When was I working for Israel?
If it's pathetic to make films behind the scenes of one of the greatest living artists, probably the greatest living artist.
Well, he certainly was.
You point the finger at you. He
certainly was he was a great artist. Unfortunately, he's become a rampant anti-Semite who adores Adolf Hitler, embraces Nazism, uses swastikas.
I'm pretty sure he says he loves everyone.
To sell his
I'm
merchandise,
not going to speak
and
for
has
him,
a new record out called Heil Hitler. So forgive me if I don't currently see him as one of the world's great artists.
Question is incorrect.
Yeah, but I don't see
everything you're saying in this question is incorrect.
Sorry?
The song isn't out. The song isn't out for one. And two, he says he loves everyone. He says he loves Jews. He says he loves Hitler. He says he loves everybody. But
so when he says, let me ask you, given you're the one sitting there, he said Jews were better as slaves. You have to put your Jews in their place and make them into your slaves. You then said make your Jews work for you, but watch them as close as you can. Whip the Jews. You comfortable with that, Sneako?
I think I find it funny. That's not something that I would do personally. I don't whip anybody.
You think it's funny, do you? Whipping Jews?
Slavery.
Using Jews as slaves?
I think the context of that is funny, yeah.
What's the humor?
I'm missing
the humor. What's the humor?
Do you want me to break down a joke for you?
You think it's a joke, do you, about whipping Jews?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a joke because I've been here for a couple of weeks and he hasn't whipped any Jews.
Really? So because he hasn't actually whipped any yet,
that's a joke. He really has.
Yeah.
Really has. But Piers, before I leave, I don't want to speak on his behalf. If you're agreeing
what
that
choice
he's
do we
the
have?
greatest living artist right now.
You set this farce up. He's dicked us around. You're the one left. So you're going to have to be accountable for him. unless you want to walk away too.
Accountable? What do you want to hold me accountable?
If you don't want to answer questions either, you are free to stand up and walk away like a little sniveling.
Well, you can ask questions.
Too.
If you have questions for me, then I'll feel free to answer
here's my
those.
question for you. Why is your mate Ye?
Is this whole thing going to be interrupting, or
why is this whole thing
just going to be interrupting? Or do you want me to speak at all?
You're sounding like Andrew Tate Light, like his annoying little younger brother we never knew about. Okay, doesn't work with me. Okay, you set this thing up. It's obviously some kind of elaborate prank.
Okay, your team asked me to do this. If you want to be Netanyahu Light on TV,
given you want to make,
given you want to be Dave Portnoy with the suit,
that's fine.
Then sure. If you want to do ad hominem attacks, then why invite someone to your show? I set this up because your team asked me to do it. I did everything that I could. If I knew that this would, I'm not here wasting your time. You're angry at me for setting up an interview that you wanted. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer those.
Here's my question: Why did
there's no point in me being here.
Why did Jay stand up like a sniveling little coward and walk away before I could ask him
supposed to answer that
question?
question?
For the third time, Piers, I don't know if you have a hearing problem, but I'm not going to answer questions on another man's behalf. But
really,
thank you for
even though you set up the interview with him
another time, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, tell him from me, he's a sniveling little coward, and he's an anti-Semite and a Hitler worshipper. That's what I would have asked him if he'd had the balls to sit there and take the questions.
Jeez.
And there you are, proudly associating yourself with him. Good luck to you, Sneeko. Everyone can see you for what you are.
God, that was bad. That was bad all the way around. Hey, Piers stepped in it, in my opinion.